That's a risk you take.
He was parked northwest of Harvey on 52 here the other day.
I'm just here for whatever something okay, over in our county.
Yeah, Horsley was right northwest of Harvey. And that could be Stone Garden stuff. I would guess most of what they do in Stone Garden is along 52, isn't it?
Well, whether you gotta go.
He was Stone Garden for a while yet too.
Yeah.
Stone Garden good for a while yet. They're just working on it. Was that 3 or 24? So we still got Stone Garden money coming for a while.
Which is fine, that's fine.
So you gotta tell me. That was Bismarck. I went to Bismarck, I think, from Wilton to Bismarck, I think I've seen 2 of them parked in good spots. You know, the hypos.
They're on that road a lot, but it's a pretty heavily trafficked.
Oh, yeah, that's got, well, since that bridge is out,
That makes it worse, right?
I don't know when
We
that's.
ready to start here with the Wells County Tax Equalization meeting?
So the first thing I'd like to bring to your attention are the 3 longer sheets of paper. Agricultural property, as we decided in January, increased, the average is 3%. It's 2.78 at the end of the day, but it all depends on soil types and that kind of thing. So we rounded up to 3%. So you'll be at like a 99% tolerance, 98-99% tolerance at state level. I have broken everything down per district and per township or city, that increase for each of these actually. Residential property, we were sitting at a 89%, well, we were originally sitting at an 86% tolerance level, so I had asked for a 5% increase on township residential structures. There were 3 townships in which decided not to do so. That they would be Silver Lake, Chase, Lee, and Bull Moose Township. So you'll see a 0% there. Otherwise, you can see per township or city what the increase was. Overall, the increase for the county is at a 6%. We will be sitting at, I was able to throw out a sale or 2 just due to reasons that being that there was between family members or something similar to that. And our state median ratio right now is at 89, so by the 6% increase we'll have a 95% tolerance rating for residential. Commercial property didn't need a whole lot of anything. You'll see a fairly large decrease in Harvey City. That is due to the abatement that was given to Wolbert for the apartment complexes in Harvey. So the overall county average decreased by 0.32% in commercial property. The next sheet looks like this. It's got 2 columns, commercial and residential. Basically what you're looking at there is what the state will go by.
I don't think we
Wait a
got
minute.
that long.
Okay. So the commercial right now sits at a 91% tolerance level, and like I said, the residential sit at a 95 tolerance level for the state Board of Equalization. That's all that sheet says. There were some properties in which we performed on-site inspections after the township equalization meetings. Some of it was just brought to our attention at those meetings, and I said I'd do them in May. Most of them are due to, say, new construction, or in a couple of cases it was one that became farm residence exempt, the other no longer receives a farm residence exemption. So you can just go down this list. Should have that too, I think.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And the majority of the changes happened in Harvey City, with one being in Bull Moose and one being in Saxton Townships.
I have a quick question. You said there are a couple townships that didn't raise their residential, was it? But yet we needed to raise it to stay within tolerance. Did you have to raise it high? You had to raise it as high had they participated, and why didn't they participate? Or
They just don't agree with it, so they did not do anything.
so townships can do that?
And that's the way township was, yeah.
What 3 townships was it again?
But what if everybody thought that?
Then we'd have to do something at the county level.
Okay.
If we were under tolerance, and the county would have to increase with notice to the township boards or the city boards, what have you, to bring us within tolerance. Or else if we didn't do it at the county level, then the state would do it.
And they're not below, but they're way at the bottom.
Right.
So in a year or two, they're not gonna have a choice.
So the 3 townships were Bull Moose, Chasely, and Silver Lake. They were 3 of Bev Hart's
I was
townships.
just gonna say about it.
So I left them alone because we will be in tolerance, but
Okay.
Do we have to do any motions to approve this or anything?
so I think what you would do, and correct me if I'm wrong, Dan, you would want to do a motion
To accept it?
to accept the changes as presented, and then do another motion to approve the specific changes. I would ask that you not adjourn the meeting. I would ask that you recess the meeting today and adjourn it in July. The reason being is there's a handful of parcels that we were not able to get to that need to be on assessed for this year. The problem is that I have to send out a notice of increase, and I have to have that to the property owner 15 days prior to the meeting. And there were certain properties that I was not going to be able to get to and give that notice of increase to the property owners in time for this meeting. So by recessing this and adjourning next month would give me time to finish those few properties.
Is there a motion to do what she wants to do?
And this would be, the first one would be for the 2.78, the 6.37, and the minus 0.32.
I'll make a motion that we approve the changes in valuations as presented by Jana.
Second. And so move to reset the meeting and do it in July.
Maybe you want to make a separate motion.
I did.
Yeah, we'll do that.
You
So
may
vote on it
Second.
first.
Yeah, but we got this one to do too.
Yeah,
Oh, we gotta vote on
come
it
back
first,
to that.
right?
We got to vote to recess it
Right.
until July.
And you might want to,
No, but you wanna do the other motion first. We gotta vote on the motion.
Oh,
You got to vote on my motion.
Okay.
Yeah.
We need a motion on this.
we need a motion. You made the motion, we need a second.
I
He
did.
did.
Okay, we need to discuss it. We did that, didn't we? We need a vote. All in favor, say aye.
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 Motion carried. Now we need a motion for this.
Correct.
So move to accept the reset till July.
You're one step ahead yet.
We got a motion for
The
this.
sheet, the
We got-
sheet that has the individual parcels that are changing.
I'll make a motion that we accept the changes on the individual parcels as presented.
I thought the new ones were part of this paper.
No,
Is
she said-
there a second?
Second.
Second by Brian Miller.
That's why I made the motion. I thought that was all together.
Is there a discussion on the ones that are getting changed?
If no discussion, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carried. Now we gotta have a motion to recess it into July.
So move.
Second.
Motion moved by Brian Lout and second by Stan. Any further discussion on that? If no further discussion, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carried. We're a little early for our other meeting
Yep,
yet.
you got 8 minutes you gotta kill. So,
We gotta wait.
Why don't you, since you're at the head table, go ahead and entertain.
Yeah, right, listen to you. Entertained. I thought this
We
was
don't
gonna
hear any
be,
fishing stories though.
I ain't been fishing.
Well, that doesn't matter. You could probably conjure up something from way back.
Yeah.
Yeah, we went fishing today.
Yeah.
No,
maybe,
I ain't
right.
got- ain't
But it's
had
early
time.
yet. It's not noon yet.
It ain't that time.
Are the fish still tasting as good as they did when you started?
Oh, absolutely.
Thank you so much.
Maybe you should send me some more so I can test them.
Oh, my God. This is bad as we but bad.
You know, you gotta have
I didn't even have a clue.
sessions where you can sort it out, you know. So the same spot, still catching the same spot?
They're catching them at Earthfield, they're catching them in RV, they're catching them
In Harvey?
up by Goose.
Oh, Goose, yeah.
11 individual parcels, correct, John?
Anna.
There's 11 individual parcels that we just covered, right?
Yep.
Yes.
That's yours. Thank you very much.
I can't until.
Well, I know, but,
We'll go right to the abatement and the planning and zoning portion.
Where's it at?
yeah,
On,
okay, I just wanted to make sure which order I was gonna be keeping in.
What Sean Wells buying now?
Huh?
What Sean Wells buying now?
Well, he didn't, he wants an abatement on the motel up there.
Is that one been assessed?
I think he paid. I think he paid $460. Why is he so, whatever, I don't understand it, I guess.
Hopefully, Jan.
Well, but
Jan,
he wants it,
Jan.
he wants it reduced to that.
Yeah,
I can explain what we
You
have.
can explain that
after
in
it
6
starts.
minutes.
yep, we'll do that. I knew that there was gonna be some discussion. Wyman used to own it, didn't he?
Yep. Oh, in the township.
Huh?
Oh, I see.
What's on the back? No, I'm with the wrong one.
Forward Township, that's a recommendation.
This mound?
No, the top, read it.
Up here.
Yeah. No, not up there. Flip it over.
Yeah, right here.
Up there. This is Forward Township.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I can.
Huh?
I'll explain what I can.
That'll be funny.
Yeah, right there by that road by Benny Stiegelmeyer, where you go down to the river, or you go north into Harvey, or you go west on that paved road, right in that corner. There's 4 different townships that are affected right now.
Oh, yeah.
Right there?
Benny's in Wells, Benny Stiegelmeyer, Integrity.
The fall building.
Yep, fall building.
Oh, yeah, yeah,
That's in Wells. Right south of him, which you can't see the line, is Forward. And the Stein Farm is in Western. And the one going
West.
northwest, I think that's Berlin, isn't it?
No, Hillsdale. Hillsdale.
It's what?
Okay. Hillsdale. Yep.
Hillsdale.
Yep, it's right in that corner.
Right,
And it's
that's
right-
ours, that's
yeah.
30, section 36, so it's the extreme
And
southeast.
it's right in the town, so everybody that has a little piece of here or there is all affected by that change. Kind of interesting.
I mean, as far as contacting people, because they don't know. I mean, some of them don't know. I say school. Right. Yeah, I know. But then they'll know. Because
Well, the golf team took second.
They did? But the 2 Heilman kids, I've seen it in the paper.
Feltley, Grauman, 2 Heilmans, and
just for us, I mean.
Was McKinley?
oh, McKinley. Yeah.
The state,
Aaron and then the wife's seen that Felkley, Aaron and Felkley were the coaches, right?
Yeah.
And then Felkley got coach of the year or something.
That was in the region.
Okay.
so they took second in the state then?
Second in the state. Here's the unusual thing. Fargo Oak Grove beat them by 30 strokes. That's a lot. But they took second. The third place team was 15 strokes below them, which is
Second place.
Yeah.
unusual. Usually they're within 2, 3 strokes, 5 strokes. It's way closer than that.
30 to 15 from first to third.
Yes. Yeah, so, yeah. So third place was 45 strokes
Yeah,
behind them.
the first place.
Yeah.
What the heck?
That's the closest Harvey Wells County's come to a state championship in anything ever. Really?
Carrington must have did pretty good in their girls softball. Their girls softball. I was told by somebody.
They made it a state, they
Yeah.
didn't win a state.
No, I mean, they've only been at it a few years.
Right, they just kind of started that, didn't they?
One of Levi's granddaughters hit a home run down there, over the fence.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I couldn't believe it when he told me that.
Never been so quiet in here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but look who walked in the door.
Brent showed up and introduced himself.
Come on, Maestro.
Let's go.
Well, let's get our commissioner meeting in order here at 8:50. We're going to jump down here and do an abatement because Jen is here. It's item number 5. Will you explain this abatement, please?
So Sean Wilkes called me up asking for a reduction in valuation. I sent him an abatement form, and that's what you see in front of you. He sent it back to me. I sent it to the township. They decided on it. I was not involved in that township meeting. I don't know why they did what they did. They approved it at kind of a middle ground between what I had it valued at and what they wanted. Denise and I, was it last summer or the summer before? I don't know. Anyway, we went over there, we measured it, we put a value on it. The full consideration statement on the deed said it was about it was in the $400,000 range. I think it was 425 or 450. 425,000 is what he said he paid for it, the building on the deed. I see here he's got a purchase price of property for $625. I don't know why there's a discrepancy, but what we did is we went and we measured it, we took pictures, put it into our software, and gave it some obsolescence for age. And I mean, it's in a good location, but it's not always, there's some vacancy to it too. So we came up with a valuation of $397,230, which was still underneath the $425,000 that he said he paid on his deed. So what he's asking for is a reduction down to $246,500, and the township agreed to $297,230. How they came to that number, I do not know.
They just took 100,000 off, basically, the value.
Sure, right.
So will there be a motion to accept this abatement?
What do you mean by it? So what are we making a motion on? To accept what the township said?
We can,
We got 2 different amounts here, right?
3 really.
3 different amounts. We have to come
Janet's
to
amount, township's amount, Sean's it.
and what he wants. So do we have to accept all 3, or do we only accept 1?
So we need to accept one, because I don't think you can do it.
Well, I don't know, you can do more than 1.
No, you can't, there's one or the other. Has this ever happened before, when a township will do something different than what you recommend? I mean,
Well, that's abatements for you. What we come up with, the township as a board of equalization under abatements or what have you, they can, it's just like Harvey when they decreased Wolberts. This is the same scenario, except for it's in a township instead of a city. I didn't recommend anything, I just put a value on and they agreed to it at their equalization. Or did they? Yeah, something. We all were in agreement until we got this abatement here for this year. He's
so
asking for,
initially the township agreed with your dollar amount.
they didn't have a problem with it, essentially, until it was brought to them from the landowner. And so the landowner could have come to the meeting, so I sent him a notice of increase, but that didn't happen. So, he got his taxes, and I sent this to him, I think, in December. It took him till April to get it back to me, and then,
So in doing, let's say we went to the township's recommendation, does that change anything on tax equalization?
essentially, if you accept any of the amounts other than the $397, because that's what it's at right now, then we will have to reduce it for 2024 and he'll get a refund, which is not covered by state. It is not under one of the credits. And then we'll have to reduce it for 2025 as well, going forward.
But does that affect anything else as far as the equalization deal goes?
It would change it minimally,
Right.
but it would change it.
I mean,
I-
instead
I-
of,
Would you have to redo a bunch of stuff to make it work, to make the changes or not?
if it's just this change, I think it's still relatively possible that, to say that we'll still be within tolerance for 2025.
Okay.
And then we just have to see where it goes from this year forward.
This is a dangerous thing that you're dealing with, and I need you to understand the gravity of this, because why doesn't everybody else get in line?
Yeah, I kinda took the words out of my mouth. I make a motion, we deny it. I mean, Janet's the expert here, both of you went and, number one, okay, looked at it and appraised it, and it's lower than his purchase price.
Oh, wow.
Secondly, he has no reason or justification of lowering it to what he did. I mean, what reason does he give, really? Just because he thinks it's worth that? That's not good enough.
I mean, the other thing he says here is that the value of the property is in the book of business, or he gets paid for, or something like that.
I think his rationale was that part of the purchase price was blue sky. You know, buying the name, buying the business, buying, you know, and that
That was
should,
his choice though.
I
You
know.
know what I'm just saying, that was,
Anyway,
Is there a second on this motion to deny this abatement?
I'll second it.
Is there any more discussion? If no more discussion, all in favor say aye.
aye.
Motion carried. Now we have a second deal for planning and zoning on township road setbacks.
Okay, so this one, I gave you the minutes from our May 6th meeting. The pertinent part of it is the indented portion. The county zoning is putting this proposal in front of you for a setback from township roads, and it reads 2.7 road and highway setbacks. Anything that is crossed out will no longer be. Anything that's underlined is what's added. So all buildings shall be placed at least 200 feet from county and state highway right-of-ways, at least 200 feet from the county road right-of-ways, and at least 133 feet from the center of any township road for the purpose of preventing hazardous accumulations of snow and to follow for future widening of public right-of-ways. Tree planting and shelter belts shall be planted in accordance with the USDA NRCS North Dakota Field Office Technical Guide recommendations.
Is there a motion to accept this?
I'll motion to approve it.
I'll second it.
Motion by Brian Miller, second by Brian Loud. Any more discussion? If no more discussion, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carried.
Why don't you just hang here for a moment? Since we're talking zoning, I had a request last night for Wells McGifford to address the commission. So if you would do that now, sir.
Commissioners, sorry that we weren't on the agenda. Just wanted to provide a quick update. From the last commission meeting, you heard from our CEO and members of our team, and we appreciated the feedback. As you know, we hosted an open house and had a very good turnout at that meeting. Tried to share information. I'll acknowledge there's folks that still have some questions, so I don't want to say we were able to address everyone's questions. There's certain things we don't know right now, but we continue to engage. And it was a very, I think, productive meeting. So I think, the insight from the commission to host that meeting was great. So